The key elements to consider in gender analysis. A gender analysis in the development context can make use of different tools and concepts to better understand the gender equality situation in a given context. So, below are some examples that can be combined and used in different ways. Sex and gender. Sex and genders are concepts used to make a distinction between biological given and socially constructed differences. Although this distinction has been criticized, saying that also the body is changing and depends on cultures and norms. It is useful in practice. So, now sex. Sex refers to biological differences between women and men regardless of age, ethnicity, or other variables. Sex disaggregated statistics are key element in any gender analysis. So, sex. Ang sex ay tumutukoy sa biological differences ng lalaki at babae, like reproductive organs and physical traits. So, may mga halimbawa ang sex. Ang babae ay may kakayahang magbuntis, habang ang lalaki ay hindi. Now, sa gender. Gender refers to socially constructed differences between the sexes, norms, and cultural expectations on women, girls, men, and boys, and how femininity and masculinity is defined. Gender is used when analyzing the relationship between men and women, girls and boys, in regard to their different access to power, life, opportunities, vulnerabilities, and different strategies for change. So, gender. Ang gender naman ay tungkol sa mga babae at lalaki kung paano sila dapat kumilos o magtrabaho. Halimbawa, sa ilang kultura, inaasahan na ang mga babae ay magluto at mag-alaga ng bata, habang ang mga lalaki naman ay magtrabaho sa labas ng bahay. Kaya, ang gender analysis ay mahalagang pag-aralan pareho kung paano naaapektuhan ng biology at ng kultura ang papel ng tao sa lipunan. So, gender roles and responsibility. Gender define the roles and responsibility that women and men, girls and boys having in a given context and cultures, saying that also the body is changing and depends on cultures and norms. It is usually in practice. Sex refers to biological differences between women and men regardless of age, ethnicity, or other variables. So, sex is disaggregated statistics are a key element in any gender analysis. It defines the role in the home, household, in the schools, in the workplace, in the community, in the political organization, in the government, and etc. As a gender varies, such rules and responsibility varies. In many contexts, women are expected to be the prime caregiver and for the children. So, sa gender rules and responsibility, ay may tungkuling ibinigay ng lipunan sa mga lalaki at babae. So, nasyong halimbawa sa gender rules. Madalas na ang babae ay inaasahang mag-alaga ng mga anak at gumawa ng gawaing bahay, habang ang lalaki naman ay kumikita ng pera o magtatrabaho sa labas. Pero, nagbabago rin ito ngayon. May mga tatay na tumutulong sa pag-aalaga ng anak at mga nanay na nagtatrabaho sa opisina o gobyerno. So, sa gender roles and responsibility is pinapakita na ang gender analysis kung paano nahahati ang gawain at kapangyarihan batay sa kasarian. So, that's what we call as gender roles and responsibilities. So, let's proceed to productive and reproductive work. Women and men have several rules related to their work. Productive work relates to any work that generates an income. Men's productive work commonly take place outside the sphere of the household and more commonly generates monetary income. Women's productive work commonly occurs within the household spheres and is generally less valued and often not even taken in account. So, the productive work is it's all about kanang mga trabaho nga nakita or income like tulad ng pagtuturo, pagbibinta o pagsasaka. Manay dakoan sa the meaning of about productive work. So na siya mga halimbawa. Ang halimbawa dito ay isang lalaki na nagtatrabaho bilang construction worker ay gumagawa ng productive work. Mana siya example sa productive work. So now let's proceed to reproductive work. Reproductive works generally does not generate any income, yet has an impact of family and societal economy, as it associated with the women and men engage in. Commonly, men's engagement in community works is more valued than women engagement and therefore considered in planning. So the reproductive work. Ang reproductive work is mga gawain sa bahay tulad ng pagluluto, pag-aalaga ng bata, at paglilinis. Karaniwang ginagawa ng babae pero hindi binabayaran. So, maano siya kanang reproductive works. Sa reproductive work is silbing nagtrabaho siya sa sulod sa balay, like siya ay makasikaso, and dili siya ingon nga gibarian. So, dahil siya mga halimbawa sa reproductive work. Halimbawa niya is, ang isang nanay na nag-aalaga ng anak buong araw ay gumagawa ng reproductive work kahit walang sahod. Madalas, hindi nabibigyan ng halaga ang reproductive work kahit malaking ambag ito sa pamilya at sa lipunan. So, sa kalian sa productive and reproductive work no kay kung ato ka sa productive work is monthly income yun ta. So, silbing isa pa na nila is kanang mga professional like mga teacher, kanang nagtrabaho sa mga kuan, sa mga businesses, or mamaligya sila through like mga kuan, kanang siya tawagan niya, mga grocery, like mga example niya sa reproductive work. Sa productive work, sorry. Then, sa reproductive work is katong yung anak ko is halimbawa niya is kanang nara ka sa balay, like trabaho, like katiguga, sikat sa bata. Nagmana siya matawag nga reproductive work. So now let's proceed to the access to and control over resources. So resources are means and good including economic, household income, productive land, equipment, tools, work, political capability for leadership, information, and organization. This time access to resources implies that women and men are able to use and benefit from specific resources. So material, financial, human, social, political, and etc. Control over resources implies that both men and women can obtain access to a resource and also make decisions about the use of that resources. So now, ang kuan daw niya sa access niya is kanang meaning niya is kanang about kakayahan ng lalaki at babae na gumagamit o makinabang sa mga yaman tulad ng pera, lupa, edukasyon at informasyon. So, example na ng access is about kung may karapatan ang babae na gamitin ng lupa para sa pagtatanim, may access siya sa resources. So, example lang niya, no, kay kanang if may rights ang babae na gamitin niya ang yuta sa pagtanong, magsasakay, nakakyagal mo na yuta. So, na siya access yun nga ng mga resources, makakuha yun siya. Then, sa control over resources naman ay it implies that both men and women can obtain access to resources and also make decision about the use of that resources. So, sa control over resources ay kanang may kapangyarihang magdesisyon kung paano gagamitin o ipapamahagi ang mga yaman. Like, halimbawa ni is, kung ang babae may titulo sa lupa at siya ang nagdidesisyon o ibibenta o pauupahan ito o may control siya. So, kanang sa maraming lugar, madalas ang lalaki lang ang may ganitong control. Kaya mahalagang isama ito sa gender analysis para maging patas ang oportunidad para sa lahat.